wonderful YouTube people. So this review is going to be a little different from the last one. This is a candid upfront review about the car, about its bad points, about things that it's cost me, and I've also managed to get hold of the last owner, and some of the news he has is not that pretty. But look, strap yourselves in, let's be brave, and let's get into this. Welcome back. Not that you actually went anywhere, but hey, good on you. Over the last 12 months, I've had 2 issues, nothing too major, and I've had a couple of quirky things happen, and I'll cover that a little bit later. Firstly, the rear passenger side window regulator broke. These are fairly common in most cars, actually. It's not a huge deal, their parts are plentiful, and they're fairly cheap, and it's easy to do. Secondly, the window washer bottle is leaking. More specifically, I think it's the headlight washer pump. I noticed a puddle of water on the front passenger side after I'd driven at night and used the windscreen washer. When the lights are on, the car uses a second pump that washes the lights. They're also really easy to fix, and parts are plentiful and cheap. The last owner didn't have as good a time, if I'm honest. Luckily enough, he had breakdown insurance. It started using a little bit of oil. After diagnosing it, it was caused by cracked valve stem seals, quite common for some of the BMW V8s, and something certainly to look out for. This was resolved, and this is an estimated cost, I think, of about that up there. Shortly after, the auto wasn't shifting manually when you put it into sport mode. On investigation, I believe the auto was reconditioned and this was resolved. And here's an estimated cost of that. That's what I think it probably would cost. He also mentioned the cooling system was reconditioned. I dare say it might have been done when some of the other work was done. And when you look at it, the radiator and the hoses look new, and also the radiator looks brand new as well. He did also mention an issue with the iDrive, not specific, but something must have happened there because it now picks up all New Zealand stations, and normally a Japanese import like this wouldn't pick up, well, it only pick up about 2 stations. When I first bought the car on the first week and I found this out, it shocked me, and I thought, oh my god, you know, what have I just bought? After discussions with my lovely wife, we kind of said, well, you know what, a lot of the major work, the big stuff, is actually done, so chances are we could have quite a good run out of this car. You know, little things I'm not too bothered about, so more than likely we're not going to have quite such a big issue with it. It's had a few little quirky things that have given me a fright every now and then. I think I did something stupid where I put the key in too soon and wasn't watching what I was doing, and I went to start the car and iDrive didn't come up. So the actual iDrive, button and all that was dead. There was no movement in it. It wasn't doing anything. iDrive wasn't coming up in the center console, and that was solved literally by just switching the car off, coming back, driving it, and away it went again. The other interesting thing, the quirk that I've noticed, is when I go to start the car sometimes, I think if I start it and I turn the steering wheel as I'm starting it, I get a little warning for the active steering, because it does have active steering, fly-by-wire type steering, and it comes up with a warning to say that the active steering has been disabled. So whether or not that I've inadvertently disabled it by moving it too quickly before I've started the car, I'm not absolutely certain, but I think that's what it is. That's happened twice again, and it hasn't really been an issue. Now I just make sure when I start the car, I start it before I start turning the wheel, playing with it too much, and that seems to be pretty cool. So there we have it. The car hasn't cost me an awful lot of money, but it certainly has cost the last guy. I think, to be fair, a lot of that was probably due to neglect. This car was a Japanese import, and I think the servicing probably wasn't kept up to scratch. So would that put me off buying one of these cars? Hell no. These cars are an absolute bargain. Here's what I would do. If you're looking at this type of car, here's what I would do. Look at the mileage. Go and do your homework. What do those cars actually need at that particular mileage? Do they need this, and this kind of replacing? Has the last owner done it? Is there a good service history? All that kind of stuff. Really do your homework, because I think you can limit your risk with knowledge. So the more you get to know about these things and what things that might go wrong, the better off you're going to be. These cars lose their value so quickly. When they get to around 10 years old, they're generally in the same price point as just the run-of-the-mill Japanese car, family car, that kind of stuff, which makes these an absolute bargain for you or I, providing you buy a good one. These cars don't thrive on neglect like a Japanese car. Let's be honest about it. That's the big problem. So, they need to be serviced. They'll give you so much more, but they need more servicing and more love. It's as simple as that. Look, a really bad one could cost you a lot of money. I mean, it obviously has cost the last owner quite a bit of money, which is pretty awful. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was informative. Please comment. I really want to know what you're thinking and what you want to know. Yeah, because obviously I've got one of these cars. I'm an open book. Come and talk to me. Say something. Go on. You know you want to. Okay. Hey, thanks, guys. Take it easy. Rock and roll. See you, mate. Bye. Here we go. Let's try this again, okay? Alright, yeah, great, okay. Did my review on my I think I got that one. I dropped all my notes. Fucking hell, I need to read this really. This is just shit. It's fucking hard to die. Fucking ums and everything else. Mate, let's stop this. Oh, I'm getting given something. Oh, my darling's coming. Hi, beautiful.
You can talk and have a coffee at the
Cheers.